Internet. Hello, everyone. How's everyone today? I'm having some kind of problems connecting again, so I hope you guys can hear me and everything is good and clear. So, how's everybody's Saturday going? Hi, Nathan. Hi, Vanessa. How are you guys doing? I just thought I would check in, and because it's been so much drama going on around Trump and Musk. When and how is this going to end? Is my question. Oh, you're good. Good. I'm good too, Nathan. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Um, but it's just been so much, guys, and I thought, okay, I'm going to throw on it anyway, so I might as well invite everybody into to here. Hi, Gatekeeper. How are you? Oh, good, Vanessa. Glad everybody's doing good. Just going to wait just a couple of more minutes to see if we get anybody else in here. Um, but I want to talk about one of the things we're going to talk about is those Epstein's files. I'm going to try not to say names. I'm going to try to stick with nicknames, guys, if I can, so we won't have a problem. Hi, Jackie. But we'll see how that goes. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes. Hi, Kay. How are you? Sometimes it's hard. Ah, you rode your horses through Paramount and Compton. I used to have lots of horses there. Wow. Hey, Emma. How are you? Roger. I'm good, Roger. How are you? I'm glad you guys are here. Hit that like button so we can get some more people in here to hear this message, guys. So, of course, I took my notes. I did my research. So far, because people are debating, is this a real fight or are they just doing this to get our attention in one place while they do something else in the background? And I keep telling you guys, it's just hard for me to believe that this is real, but I think it is. And I did ask Spirit before, and I'm going to do it again to, if this is a real feud or if they are just playing games with us and then they're going to get remarried because right now they're working on their divorce. And Spirit has said that this is, real. So I'm going to ask again. Just to make sure. I think it's real too, but we just, the energy said it's real. So we're just going to make sure before we dive deep into this. All right. Spirit, show me yes. Spirit, show me no. Thank you. My name is Mary. Yes, thank you. All right. Spirit, is the feud that Orange Peel and Muskrat is having in public, is this real? Okay, I'm still getting yes, it's real. I'll just pull cards. I was going to ask some other things, but I think I'll just pull cards. So, first thing I want to talk about is the Epps files. Then I want to talk about that big, beautiful bill that Elon is having problems with, probably because what he wants isn't in there. I have notes. The government contracts. Okay, so is he trying to ban X? I think he's trying to ban X now. And that would mean Leon wouldn't be able to put out the information like he wants to put it out. But then that gets into the thing of free speech and that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to look at. So let's look at and you know what? I think I will use my true crime cards because the first thing I want to look at. Thank you, Nathan. Yes, everybody hit the thumbs up, please. The first thing I want to look at is the Epps files. But let me ask this question first, guys. All right, Spirit. Is Mr. Epps still living? Okay, guys, it's saying yes. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit. Is Miss Maxwell, is she with Epps at this time? I'm getting yes. So they're together. And I don't care what anybody says, I believe what Spirit says. Okay? So we got that out the way. Okay, so I'm going to use the true crime cards. Mm-hmm. Roger, that's what I think too. But he has to be able to prove it. Hi, Apple. Yeah, they can't have their way, so they'll get mad. Now, trust me, I don't, it's not like I don't believe that, because I did read on it. Muskrat probably was on the island too. But see, the thing, Muskrat probably didn't do anything illegal as far as people with less than 18 candles on their cake, birthday cake. So he probably indulged, but like I said, it probably wasn't anything that, because how would he know so much? I mean, I'm sure Orange Peel has bragged and said, you know, just like he did about on the bus when he told everybody that he could grab him by the pee. You know, I'm sure he's bragging to Muskrat, but he talked too much. He just talked just a little bit too much. So, hi, Barbara. Hi, Mary. Hi, Witch. So now Muskrat has something on him. Too many fell out. So I haven't even asked the question yet anyway. So, okay. So, Spirit, tell us about those files. Tell us about those files. I want to know more about those files and how Orange Peel is a part of them. Orange Peel and his part. Okay, first of all, everything I say here tonight, everything I say is for entertainment purposes only. Everything is allegedly. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I am just reading the cards, listen to my guides and spirit. And so it's just for entertainment purposes. So we got that out of the way. All right. Tell me about Orange Peel and his involvement in the Epps files. Oh, yeah. Thank you. My sage. Thank you, Nathan. Right, my sage. want to know about Trump. Shoot, said it. Orange peel and the Epps files. Orange peel and the Epps file spirit. How does orange peel fit in? How does orange peel fit in, spirit? How does orange peel fit in? First card up is lies. Lies and manipulation. Okay. There's lots of lies. There's lots of information in there about him. There are some tapes about him. Okay. What else? A desert. I believe that these are things, we're talking about things done in the dark, because I see that there is the moon in the dark, things that he did alone, probably, that when we talk about desert, it's about being, not a lot around. Okay, let me pin this. Thank you, Nicholas. Let me pin it. And I'll get to that. Let's see what else. Wooded area. I probably need to verify or clarify that, but when you're on the island, I'm sure there's places. I'm trying to think of a way to say this, guys. There's places that you can put things that you don't want anybody to know about in wooded areas. Trapped. I think people that visited that place of Epps probably felt trapped. He had dating. So there was something going on probably with this is a man and woman here. So I don't want to just say things. So I'm thinking that they get the people there and they try to, make them feel like there is something between them or whatever. It's just the regular kind of manipulation when we say dating. So probably in the beginning, especially if they're young, they have no idea what is going on, and they fall for what these billionaires say them or tell them, or they fall for it. See, I think this burial in the wooded area has something to do one with the other. Healing. Some of these people were traumatized, and they've had to heal from it. this perversion. I think again we're talking about what they did to make sure that it's just about manipulation again, guys. So yeah, I think when I look at these cards, um, I feel like yes, there's some truth to what he's saying, but I've always felt that way. So intuition is at the bottom of the deck. So what is this about, spirit? Let me clarify that. We have the drugs and the poison here also, guys. Let me clarify this. Whose intuition are we talking about, spirit? Whose intuition? That's kind of like a knowing. Intuition. Yeah. Okay, so they got this is clarifying the intuition. I think that these people that felt like they were trapped, both of these cards kind of mean the same thing. They kind of knew something, but when you have low self-esteem and you know that inner critic is giving you all these negative thoughts, but then somebody comes along and pays attention to you. I think this is what this intuition card is talking about. Deep down, these women, these people probably knew that something wasn't right, but they were, you know, with the lies and the manipulations and the offerings and that kind of thing, you know, they went along with it. So yeah, I think that he knows, and I believe that, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only, yes, the Orange Menace probably was involved in some manner, but I want to know, let's see, let me pull 3 cards. Will he give us more? Will Muskrat give us more? Will Muskrat give us more information about this situation? I'm going to stop there. We're getting yes, and that it's going to bring down a tower. So there's going to be a big fallout behind this. Now, what I need to know is, because of what Muskrat is talking about concerning Epps, will there be any kind of, I know there's probably, they've been investigating it for a while, but I want to know now, will there be a major investigation? Because I think once he got into office, everything was dropped, even though people kind of figured that this was going on. So, Spirit, now that Muskrat has brought the subject matter up again, will there be a major investigation into Orange Peel's part in the Epps files? Okay, I'm getting yes. Will we get any kind of results as will this investigation result in any kind of results that the public will be able to know about? I'm getting yes. Okay. So it won't be hidden. So let's see what kind of fallout. Let's ask the cards. What kind of fallout will there be because of this? what kind of fallout? And this is for the as far as the collective goes, spiritually. What kind of fallout might we see because of this, Spirit? Okay, 3 cards. Okay, we're going to see there's going to be a lot of karma. This is spiritually, he's going to face a lot of the karma. Okay, it's time for that to come up. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune here. Okay, and there is going to be a lot of confusion and chaos, a lot of drama coming up because of this. People are going to be rethinking how they felt about him. And I had this is the Ace of Swords in reverse. People we're going to be able to see the brutality that happened. So a lot of things are going to come up concerning this. Still think it's connected even with what's going on with Diddy. And then we have the Tower in reverse this time. So yeah, it's going to be major, and you can believe that Spirit is really behind all of this because it's time for people to. People are afraid of change in a sense, so it's time for people to stop fearing change so much. And what they're trying to do is avert disaster. Excuse me, guys. Right, Spirit. But I don't think the disaster is going to be averted this time. So there's going to be a big collapse. This is coming. It's karma. It's coming for everybody to see, guys. And that's just it. So that's going to be the fallout. And let me see what is it that Nicholas says. Thank you, Nicholas. It says, hi, T. It's Nicholas. Important question. I think Orange, Dummy, Holman, Miller redirected protesters to harass an LAPD precinct house, similar to Minneapolis, with them redirecting protesters against the DEA. We can ask that question and see if that's what truly happened. Okay. Spirit. Did Orange Peel, Holman, and Miller redirect protesters to harass LAPD precinct house? Did they do that, Spirit? Okay, I'm getting yes. They did. So is he still trying to call martial law? That's the next question. Okay, and you know what? That takes people off, takes the eyes off of what Muskrat is saying about him. So, is he attempting to call martial law? Is he attempting to call martial law? Okay, getting yes. Okay, will he be successful in calling martial law? No. He wants to, but it's not going to happen. Not yet, anyway. That's the energy around it right now. But, things are kind of heating up concerning that kind of thing. So thank you. Thank you, Nicholas. Your spirit rings. Thank you. And back at you tenfold. Okay. Hi, Laura. Laura, you think martial law is coming? It's probably in the air, but I think that if you have questions for me, guys, remember put them in caps. Apple. Think he chickened out. Think he chickened out. Yeah. DOJ is showing how racist they are. Hi, Layla. Okay. Be careful on the road, Layla. Yeah, I heard that, Nathan. I heard that Garcia is back, but they put some charges on him, some kind of charges. Let's see if they'll stick. I forgot what they were, but I did read that article. Okay. Spirit. Is Mr. Garcia back in the United States? Yes, he's back. Will the charges that they put on him, will they stick? No. They're just trying to cover themselves, guys. They are so corrupt. Oh, you're welcome, Nicholas. Thank you. Okay. Will lawsuits against Pam Bondi be successful? All right, Spirit. Will the lawsuits against Pam Bondi be successful? Ooh, I'm getting yes. I'm definitely getting yes, guys. That's wonderful. That's good to hear. I gotta let some air in here. Okay. You said Elon. Apple says Epps Muskrat appears to be backing down. I think that's just a quiet before the storm, in my opinion. But let me see. All right, Spirit. Is Muskrat backing down when it comes to Orange Peel and Epps files? No. That no came real quick too. I just feel like there may be something else that he's brewing up. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I saw that. I saw that, Apple, where he said if he would leave it alone, if Orange Peel put out all the information about the files, and or he would apologize if he put out all the information about the files, and then he took it back. I don't know what Spirit put on my mind about that then, but it was something. That's why I said that, because when I saw that, Spirit was like, trying to think of what was brought to my attention at that time. It'll come back to me. I think that, okay, here's the deal. He's going to put out, he knows that, see, they know each other too well. And he knows that Orange Peel may put out some information and say it's all true, but he's not going to put it all out. That's why he pulled back. Does Muskrat feel that Orange Peel would put out information, but not all the information. Yeah, that's the first thing that Spirit brought to my mind when I heard that, when I read that. So there you go. He's not really backing down. Okay. Um, I want to ask about him banning X. So will Orange Peel invoke national security, some kind of national security act in order to ban X? Will he do that? Will he do that? Will he try to ban X? All right, 3 cards, Spirit. Will he try to ban X? He's trying to make that decision. He's talking to people about it. I think that he's going to try to do it. He's going to try to do it. See, he's making a choice. He's trying to figure out what to do, how to do it, what kind of security act that he could bring forth in order to do it. He's collaborating with people. And he's going to get some kind of this King of Cups is in reverse, which tells me that yes, he's going to be cold, really cold and hard about this. He's going to get some kind of bad advice telling him that he should do it, but he's just trying to emotionally mess with Muskrat. I had to stop and think these names all the time. Guys, that's why I'm pausing. It's like, okay, what name? What name? I just don't want to say the names. Yeah, he's going to try to do that. He's going to try to ban it. And so what's going to, if he does this, if he does, as far as the collective goes, what kind of message is that going to send to us? Because if he can, well, I think it wasn't Facebook banned something. They had to do, Facebook had to do something at one point. I can't even remember now, but it's been a while. If you guys know, put it in the comments for me. So what does that do for freedom of speech, period? Tell us, Spirit, what can we expect if he bans X? Okay, so it's gonna take away, he's already doing some of this, trying some of this already because he wants to be, the ruler, the king. But it'll take away some of our independence, as from the way that we're used to having it. So it won't even affect. It won't only affect X. It will affect us as a collective also, and it's going to cause a lot of change. People are not going to know, it's going to put us in really rough waters because people are not going to be able to know what they can say and what they can't say and all that kind of stuff, especially like online and that kind of thing. And then we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Because if this happens, it's going to mess with our security because we're not going to know what's real and what's not. There will be a lot of propaganda put out there, and we're only going to be able to hear. See, once it starts, it's like the slippery slope where he's going to say, well, you can't say this. He's going to start banning a lot of different things, okay? A lot of different kinds of speech, free speech, all that kind of stuff. So our security is definitely going to be affected because we're only going to know what he wants us to know. All right, Spirit. Will Orange Peel be successful in banning X? Will he be successful? I'm getting no. Thank God. Okay. Okay. We have a question about, let's see, will Garcia be proven innocent of the charges against him? I think I read on that. Okay. But let's see. All right, Spirit. Will Garcia be proven innocent of the charges against him? Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's what it was about. Traffic. Renee says it. Fake charges about traffic. Yep. Okay. Yep. Traffic violation. Mm-hmm. But he don't have to worry about it because it's not going to work like they want it to. Wherever Epstein is or contained, does he have free will? You know what, Apple? I wonder about that. I'm wondering if that's a good question because he could be under some kind of mind control or something. You know what I'm saying? So let's ask. I'm going to use the true crime oracle. We're talking about F spirit. Oh, so many cards fell out. And I didn't even get the question out yet. But I have I'm just gonna tell you what these cards are. I have homicide, and I don't feel like this is like it's like being stabbed in the back in this particular case. Then we have strangulation, we have the traffic, and we have the road. Now, if I look at this and put it all together, I'm thinking he's not able to speak his truth. He's been stabbed in the back. It's concerning the traffic. And this is the kind of choice that he had to make if he wanted to continue to be among the living. But let me just, Spirit, tell us about, I just want to make sure I got it right. Does he have free will? Tell us about Epps. And I think that really just told us, but one more card. Partner, spouse, that's a couple. Okay, so like I said, they're together. And accident, that tells me dismemberment. But I think that something was done to him. But let's ask Spirit. All right, Spirit, wherever Epps is, does he have free will? Does Epps have free will? No. He can't do whatever he wants to do. He's been silenced in a sense. However way they did it, I was looking for the mind control card to jump up, but it didn't. So let's ask what lies beneath on that same question, and pull 3 cards. Tell us about Epps, where he's contained, and if he has free will. Tell us about Epps, where he's contained, and if he has free will. Epps, where he's contained, and if he has free will. Okay. So they're watching him. Here's investigating, doing drugs. So he's probably got a lot of that going on, and toxic. So I still get the same feeling that, you know, he's being watched. He's under some kind of control using the rugs. And they know that, they have to keep him sedated kind of because of all the things that are going on. See, there's a lot of clouds in here, a lot of, he has to stay confused because the information that may come out if someone found out that he was really who he is or whatever, it's going to be toxic for some people. That's what I'm getting on that. Hi, Von Sil. Yes, thank you, Good Trouble. You're right. I need to. We're talking about some crazy stuff. But see, these things are all connected, guys. And we just happen to be lucky enough to get the tea before it really happens, before anything stuff gets out. Okay, let's see. Oh. Okay, so who's thinking about being deported? Okay, clarify that for me, Roger. If you're talking to me, I saw it in caps. Yeah, Apple, that's good news. Is DT in the US? Spirit. Is orange peel in the US? Is orange peel in the US? Yes, he's in the US. Okay, let me see. I have some more questions, guys. Okay, so what if something comes out and we're getting close to something coming out. I don't know what it is. I don't know if this is going to be it or not. But if it does, will J.D. Vance be his successor? And that's Shady Vance. I'm sorry, Shady. All right, Spirit. Will, if something happens, no, I'll just ask, will Shady Vance be Orange Peel's successor? Will Shady Vance be Orange Peel's successor? No. And I keep getting no. And I think, guys, if it happens, like just say something happens, and you know how it is when something happens with the president, say he gets sick or whatever, has to go in the hospital for a day, something like that. Now he may have to assume the position for a short period of time, unless it's the fact that they come in and they say, well, this whole thing is illegitimate. Then him and his administration would have to be replaced. That would include Shady. But if he did have to, because of something other than that, it wouldn't be for long. That's just what my spirit says. So, okay. Let's see what else am I have here. Okay, let's look at the energy, because Musk wants to start a new party. Okay, so what's the collective energy going to look like after Musk faces a lot of global backlash? Which is happening right now. His cars have been vandalized and bombed and all that kind of stuff, and there's been all these protests against him. So let's see what the collective energy looks like because of the backlash. Because I did read somewhere that there are so many people that wants him to start this third party. I think that's probably just MAGAs. Now I could see well, we have the independent party, but I think he wants to separate the Republican Party. And wow. It's going to be negative because people are not going to be able to forgive what he did. Okay, so this probably is not going to work out. We got this Three of Swords in the reverse, and then people are going to walk away from him, from what he's talking about, because they fear. They don't trust him. So it's not going to happen. All these cards came in the reverse. Yeah, there's going to be too many obstacles. Okay, so that's the collective feeling behind him trying to start something else. Too many obstacles. They don't trust him. They're still brokenhearted because of what he did, the way he did things, and people have lost a lot, and they're hurting. Their money is gone in some cases. A lot of people have lost a lot of money messing around with him. So the collective doesn't feel good about that at all. Okay. Are their so-called ICE agents really federal agents or goons? That's a good question. The trouble. That's a good question. Okay. Are these ICE agents really federal agents? Are they really federal agents? I'm getting no. Okay, so are some of them federal agents? Are some of them federal agents, these ICE agents? Are they federal government agents? No. Are these just people that Orange Peel hired to do these things? Yes. Yep. And that's why things are happening so drastically, because for the most part, no, they're not federal agents. Okay, so did he get, when they did the cuts? See, I wonder if they really cut out the real agents. That's what I'm questioning. Were the real ICE agents, did they lose their jobs? Did they lose their positions? Yes. So these are people that he's hired. And how would we know? Because these people are doing a lot of things that you would think that a normal government agent wouldn't do, like moving people without due process and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what they are. Hi, Shalom. Thank you. Banning X will hurt NASA with their fake stuff. Yeah. But you guys remember, it's a tower, a major, it's falling. The tower's falling, but there is something major. Now, you're right. It's going to hurt NASA. Would they go that far? Maybe NASA has a backup. Let's see. If X is banned, does NASA have a backup replacement for X? If X is banned, does NASA have a backup? They do. So, Spirit, if X is banned, will it hurt NASA? If X is banned, no. I don't know. That's what Spirit says. But you said with their fake self. Yes, for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Good Trouble. Everything I say here is alleged. Thank you. Please hit the like button, people. Thank you. Okay. Will the U.S. receive opportunities to get democracy again? I don't think it's totally gone yet. Ariana? Okay, Spirit. Will the U.S. receive opportunity to get democracy back again? Yeah, it's just a matter of time. We're just waiting on whatever his fate is to happen. Is Muskrat going to sell X? He's ran it into the ground. Will Muskrat sell X? Says yes. He will sell it. Okay, so whoever he sells it to, he's got to have some control over it too. That's what I'm getting. Because don't forget, he wants to make sure that he gets information out, all the information he wants to get out concerning Orange Peel. So he's still going to have some say so. Hi, Linda. Let's see. Did he go to Russia? Well, not now. I just read on him. He's still in the U.S. He's in the U.S. Is he able to deport him? I don't see why not. He's deporting everybody else. But let's see. Of course, we know they're billionaires. They do what they want to do. So whatever. Okay. Will Orange Peel be able to deport Muskrat? Will Orange Peel be able to deport Muskrat? I'm getting no. Will Muskrat leave the United States on his own? Yes. And if he has to leave on his own, we know all the secrets are coming out. Either way, if he leaves the United States, everything's coming out. Can you look at what happened in LA today? All right, Janice. Okay, Spirit, we need to know the energy around LA in the protest. The energy around LA and the protest. What is going on with LA and the protests? What happened with that today, Spirit? First of all, guys, the protests are going to get worse. They're not going to be cleaned up anytime soon. We're going to go through this summer, and they're going to get worse. So we can look forward to that. I guess that'll give him an opportunity to call. The energy may change, and he could call martial law if he's still around. And he just may be still around. All right, tell us about the LA protest today, Spirit. Well, it's just telling me how people have been collaborating together, working together, and they have a lot of compassion for what's going on with the people, because this is about the immigrants. And I have a feeling that things may change because I have some celebration going on here. And the energy around this may change because it's like the community is happy. They're celebrating. Okay, let's see. Spirit. Will the protest in LA ease up? I'm getting yes. Is this because the ICE policies may change? Yes. Will this happen because of the protests? Yes. Okay. So there you have it. So yeah, people are working together, collaborating. Things are going to change because of that. But we all saw what was going on, the riots and that kind of thing. But because of not riots, but the protests, because of the protests. Some things are going to change. I don't know. Spirit, will we find out the truth about who these ICE agents are? Yes. So there's people, they're going to start to investigate that, guys. And things are not going to be happening as dramatic as they are because of the protest. Is Steve Bannon involved in the Epps corruption? I'll put 3 cards. Is Steve Bannon involved in the Epps corruption? Is Steve Bannon involved in the Epps corruption? Is Steve Bannon involved? Spirit. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, please. Thank you. And I'm getting yeah, he knows about the secrets. He knows what's going on with it. I have 3 cards in the reverse, but they're yes cards. So he knows about it, and he does want to stop the information from coming out. So we have that, this 3 of Wands in reverse. No, oh, the Ace of Pentacles is upright though. He is thinking about the new opportunities. Okay, so if he can get this switched, if he can get this switched off, what's happening as far as the Epstein goes, I think that he feels like he can get more opportunities as far as with Trump, with Orange Peel and that kind of thing. So he sees it as a financial opportunity more, you know, because he's talking about it. He's talking about it, but he's not. He's on Orange Peel's side in a sense. So he wants it to stop, but he knows, because here we have the High Priestess in reverse. So he knows about the secrets. He knows what's going on with that. He knows all about it. Was he? Okay, I'll ask Spirit. Was SB involved in A minors with Epps and Orange Peel? Okay, yeah, so his name is on the, so is his name mentioned in the Epps files? Yeah, 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 he's involved in the corruption too. It's a shame, but it's true. He is, all of them. Okay, I was talking about Elania being deported. Okay, we read on that. Okay, are the so-called ICE agent federal? Okay, I read on that. T, I very respectfully disagree with you on Epstein. Okay, you can disagree. That's fine. I do believe you're very close, though. I believe he's just barely behind the veil and in a purgatory version of solitary confinement. Okay, so you think something happened to him, but he hasn't moved on to the other side of the veil. That's fine. So wherever he is, Miss Maxwell is with him. I'm not getting that, but that's okay. You can, you know, it's okay to disagree, but thank you for that, Nicholas. Hey, Steph, Labella. Okay, I'm going to read this on this for you, Labella, but remember to put everything in caps, okay? When you want a question. She's asking, would Leon, Muskrat, all that good stuff, would he ever become president? Spirit. Will Muskrat ever become president? No. But how could he? He's not born here. Isn't there some kind of stipulation about that? No, I guess not. I don't know. I got to see. Got to ask Google. Just a second, guys. I'm just checking on this before I say he can't. Yeah, you remember, you guys. Okay. They were giving Obama such a hard time because they said that his birth certificate wasn't. Yeah. Okay. So the U.S. Constitution, according to the U.S. Constitution, a person must be a natural born citizen of the United States to serve as president. So he can never be president anyway. Have to be a natural born citizen. You can't just get your citizenship, you know. So it couldn't happen. It couldn't happen. Renee wants to know what happened to Lex Wexler after Epi. He owned the properties in New York and Lake Bryant, Bed Bath, Victoria's Secret. Okay. All right. Let's see. Spirit, give us some information on, I don't know who he is. Well, okay. I remember hearing something about the guy that owned, yeah, Victoria's Secret, Lane Bryant. Okay. Tell us about Les Wexler, Spirit. Whatever happened to Lex Wexler? One more card. Okay, it looks like I don't know. This is about, we have the 6 of coins here. So this is about him being living a more stable life in a sense, and he's being he is, I guess, living with his family and that kind of thing. He's kind of like quiet, you know, in a quiet mode. That's why we don't hear from him. Because he's disappointed about the way things happened. So I guess he's just moved on to his little quiet life, and that's why we don't hear anything much more about him. Okay. All right, Spirit. Does Shady Vance want to replace Orange Peel if something happens? He doesn't want to. So Nathan, what you're reading was what you heard is probably right. He doesn't want to replace him. Um, I didn't see him on TV. Another corrupt waiting to happen. Yeah, always. Joyce says ICE basically is racist groups. They are white supremacist groups. They're Black Rock, is what Renee's saying. He just called in the National Guard. Okay, just a second, guys. Wow. Okay, it says President Trump has authorized a National Guard deployment. As of June 7th, 2025, Trump issued a presidential memorandum and had 2,000 California National Guard troops mobilized to Los Angeles. This move came amid protests over ICE enforcement raids, and it was executed under federal Title 10 authority, bypassing Governor Newsom's approval. Newsom called the action purposely inflammatory. Oh, God. Okay, Spirit. Will the National Guards that Trump deployed cause more issues in LA? Because of the National Guard being called. Wow. What's the question I want to ask? I don't know, guys. I guess he did. He called out the National Guard. So let's see what the next step will be. What will happen? Well, let's see. Just ask. Will Trump call martial law? Still getting no to martial law. Let me ask Google something else. Wow. Okay. So those are two different things because he activated the National Guard, but okay. Okay. So if he called martial law, that would mean that they would take over the military would take over the courts, the policing, and things like that. So that hasn't been called yet. Google says is rare in US history, and it's never been declared nationwide. So state governments can even call it within their own state. The president could declare martial law federally, but this would likely face legal constitutional challenges. Okay. Okay. So I have a feeling, guys, that we don't really have to worry about the martial law aspect of it yet because it's saying that he would face legal and constitutional challenges. Okay. So he can't just declare martial law. Says it's a gray area that would almost certainly be contested in court. So I guess it's not that easy for him to call martial law. Because it says martial law would mean suspending civil liberties, military tribunes, or overriding local law enforcement entirely. A huge step that hasn't happened at the federal level in modern U.S. history. Okay, so well, we've seen him call out troops before, so that's but we are probably on the verge of him trying to, but I don't think it's going to happen. Spirit keeps saying no. The martial law is not. He can't. He's not going to declare martial law, and if he does, let's see if it would be successful. So he can't just call it and it happens. Nope, it's not going to happen that way. Okay, so Spirit. If Orange Peel declares martial law, would it be successful? Will he be successful? No. So I think we're a little ways from that. But the troops have been called out. Oh, okay. That was a good question. I mean, when Von Seal, when you said that he just called for the National Guard, I mean, they've been called in before. I think they were called in Washington, D.C., and then they were called in Minneapolis. in recent, well, since he's the first time he was in office. Okay, so hey, Steph. So I'm just glad that he can't just call it and it happens. I'm glad I looked that up. So Renee says Eric Prince goons. That's why the cover up. Okay, so let's see. Spirit. Does ICE work for, are the people that are working as ICE agents, do they work for Eric Prince? I'm getting yes. Yes. Please ask question in caps. Yes, thank you. Okay, Taco. Kim says Taco going down and JD trans. All the maggots will be removed. The real election results are coming out. I believe that too, Kim. That's what I think. Although, you know, a lot of people feel another way, and that's okay. I mean, we just have to kind of ride it out and see how it all happens. But that's what I'm getting. Real ICE agents were slowly but surely fired. Oh, Nathan says they were slowly but surely fired. And Orange Dummy even publicly claimed he was giving the jobs to highly unqualified people. And retaliated such and reiterated such this week. So that's why things are happening the way that they are. They're focusing on blue states. I never paid that any attention. Okay, Joyce wants to know, Mary, will the feud continue with Orange and Muskrat, and will Real Truth come out soon? Let me see. Let's see what the results of this feud is going to be. That was one of the things that I wanted to talk about. The result. Tell us about the feud between Muskrat and Orange Peel. And what the results will be. And I have to say this. I noticed in LA, you know, I know people are upset about what's happening with ICE and that kind of thing. But I noticed, guys, that a lot of Black people showed up for this in LA. And it's not good. That's why Black people need to stay home. I know they want to help, but you see what happens. When they come out and they show their faces, this is the kind of thing that happens. And there were a lot of them, you know, trying to help. Yeah, but you have to remember, things go all array when we show our faces. I'm just hoping that there is no serious damage that happens to anybody. All right, Spirit, tell us about the feud. You know what? I'm going to do one side for Muskrat and for Orange Peel and how he's going to handle it, and the other side for Muskrat and how he's going to handle the feud, and then another set for the outcome. All right. I need to know how Muskrat and Orange Peel, what's going to happen with the feud. Is it going to continue? And what will be the outcome, Spirit? Muskrat, Orange Peel, and the feud, and what will be the outcome? Muskrat, Orange Peel, and the feud, and what will be the outcome? All right, Spirit, this will be orange peel, 3 cards. The Feud, Muskrat, 3 cards about the Feud. And Spirit, 3 more cards concerning the outcome of the Feud. Okay, so this is orange peel. Okay, he's going to try to delay things from coming out, like he's doing right now. He's trying to say, I hope him well. So he's going to try to, in his own way, get away from the Feud. But there's going to be still orange peel is really going to try to conform. He wants it to stop. He's going to try to conform. He's going to act like I said, he's going to continue to say, I wish him well. I wish him the best. All this kind of stuff. And just as far as public goes, orange peel is the one that's going to kind of try to back away from it. I think because he's pretty fearful and frustrated about what is going to be brought forward and the information that we're going to find out. He wants to slow it down. He wants to kind of stop the Feud because the Feud has gotten into personal things such as what's going on with Epps, what happened with Epps, what happened with those pageants, and that kind of thing. So orange peel wants it to slow down. Well, let's see what's going to happen. Ooh. We're talking about Muskrat. He's going to continue. He wants to bring the house down. He's not going to back away from this Feud. And he's trying to cause a lack of balance. He's really trying to bring the house down. He doesn't want to balance this thing. He wants it to come out. So he's going to continue. I feel like the life as he's known it, as far as Muskrat goes, with this 10 of Cups here. 10 is like kind of like an ending, a new beginning. I think it's messing up his things as far his dreams. The dream, everything that he's built and that kind of thing is kind of messing up his legacy, even with his family, with his children. He is the relationships that he's built with these other companies and that kind of thing. He's struggling to keep those going. So I think he's going to keep, because of what happened with them. He's ready to keep his foot on the pedal. He's not ready to stop because he realizes that things have really gone wrong for him. He's lost a lot of money. He's lost a lot of relationships with different companies and that kind of thing, including Tesla and his robotics, something about the robotics company that he was involved with. Something's going on with that too. There's a lot of stuff going on in his life. So he's ready to keep the Feud going. And the final outcome, what's going to happen? It's going to be a painful, painful ending. And I think this is for both of them. Who's going to move on? I don't know. We may be to see the ending of something. Somebody's going to move on. Somebody's going to move on. Maybe even up from this situation. And it's not going to be good. I think when this all ends, we have the King of Swords here, the Queen of Swords. There's going to be somebody's going to be cut out of the situation, period. Some kind of way. Somebody's going to move on, and it's going to be very painful. So this is getting to be a little bit crazy in a sense, guys. This is not going to end well. Trump wants it to stop. Elon wants to continue, and it's not going to end well. So you can take that, guys, whatever meaning you want to put behind that, but it's not going to end well for somebody, or maybe even both. Okay. Will the real truth come out soon? Spirit, will the real truth about the feuding come out soon? Yeah, well, we really know the real truth about the feuding. Okay, well, the real truth, Spirit, it says yes. But in a sense, we already know they were both trying to break each other down. Let's ask Spirit. Spirit, were they both trying to take over? Were their egos both trying to be in the top positions? Yes. Okay. Spirit, will the truth come out about Orange Peel and Epps? Will we as the public, as a collective, find out the truth about Orange Peel and Epps and others involved? Yeah. See, don't think it's just going to be Orange Peel and Epps. In those files, it's going to be a whole bunch of other people too, guys, that we wouldn't think of, being involved. Okay, so the Insurrection Act. Okay, Kim is saying he just invoked the Insurrection Act. Okay, so is that different from martial law? Let's look it up. Okay. The Insurrection Act of 1807 is a federal law that gives the president authority to override state governments and use military force to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or rebellion. So it does give him the authority to override state governments. I'm just reading more on this, guys. Okay, it says normally it's at the request of a state government, but the president can act without a governor's request. There's an insurrection that makes it impossible to enforce federal laws. Civil rights are being violated, and the state can't or won't protect people, like during the civil rights movement. Public order has collapsed to a dangerous level. Okay, I just need to know. It's rarely used because it allows the military force on American soil, which may which many see as a slippery slope toward martial law. So it's not martial law yet. It's a slippery slope towards martial law. I got to know more about this though. Um, yeah. So, okay, guys, I'm just thinking. So, okay, let me see something. Okay. Martial law says that the military takes over civilian government, policing, civil rights may be suspended. Insurrection Act, a federal law that allows the president to deploy troops to restore order, but civil government still operates. So they don't take over the government unless he's made a new rule. So the Insurrection Act, only the president can call that, initiate that. But if it was martial law, it's usually done by a governor. So, okay, that's where he's headed. There's a loophole, though. There's a loophole, which he's probably going to try to slip through because the legal authority is not clearly defined in the U.S. law based on historical precedent and emergency powers when it comes to martial law. There's a loophole. And it says that with martial law, the military would have full control. It would replace the police, the courts, and the civilian leadership. So everything would be taken away from us, period. And with the Insurrection Act, the military helps enforce laws, but it doesn't replace the courts or leadership. It also says that how long martial law is indefinite. It can be indefinite. Insurrection is temporary and is subject to congressional and judiciary scrutiny. So the Insurrection Act, it says it's been used several times, including 1957 in Little Rock and 1992 in the LA riots. And the martial law is rare and highly controversial. Last federally used, arguably, was Hawaiian internment, World War II. So we're still okay. The Insurrection Act is not totally martial law yet, and martial law, as I just said before, it has to go through. He can't just declare it. So Congress can have something to do with that. Okay, but we're on the verge of it. We're on the verge of it. And then, guys, I think that it would, what he could probably try to do it in LA, California. I'll say it that way. Yeah. Yeah. If he tries to declare martial law, he's going to have a problem because people are not going to go along with that. No, there's going to be a problem. Hi, Michelle. So he's going to try. But guys, he's just deflecting anyway. When this thing comes out about the traffic thing, there's no telling what he may try. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is what they're trying to keep away from us. I want to ask Spirit that. All right, Spirit, I need to know. What's behind this? Is it really about the traffic? This is a big thing, guys. Whether you believe it or not, Spirit has been telling me this all along. All right. What are they trying to hide, Spirit, if anything? Are they trying to cover up something else? And you have to look at the big picture and think critically about this, guys, because if he's got his own people out there doing these things because he's put his own people in charge of ICE, right? First of all, we know that he wants to be the king, so he wants to scare everybody. That's part of it. But also things that could come out about him is when he starts doing crazy things like this. So what's the reason, Spirit? What is the real reason behind him calling the military and imposing the Insurrection Act? What's the real reason behind it? Greed. Well, we know that. Nothing new. Greed. He has to make the road. I always think about the road as a choice that has to be made. Figure out what they're going to do. Now, see this love card here? I always read it differently. I never read this card as really being in love or showing love or that kind of thing. This is the negative aspects of it to me. Whereas, and we talk about the traffic, what they do, it's a cover-up. It's a cover-up. He's been waiting for his chance to do this. The cult. There's a lot of people involved in this, guys. And have you ever heard of ICE going in places like the Home Depot, the courthouse, all these places that people are just doing their business? You know what I'm saying? Okay, yes, they deport people back to where they came from if they're here illegally, but doing it the way that they're doing it now is it's done this way to cause disruption. Because he wants to get to where he wants to be. Assassination. You guys know the cards, what I just read, and I told you guys that somebody was going to be Oh, celebrity. That could be more than one thing. I do I think of Leon just because he isn't acting or singing that kind of thing. He could be considered a celebrity, or it could be the celebrity that's been in the news. Fraud. They're trying to get away with fraud. They want to quiet people down and make them stay home and that kind of thing, just like what happened in 2020 with the, you know, COVID, scare people. Okay, we can look for some kind of accident to happen. That's the second time I pulled that card tonight. So something major is going to happen. It's a cover up. Guys, if he starts doing this and we take our eyes off the prize, which is him being um, Leon talking about what he's talking about and him being exposed, this is what he wants. This is exactly what he wants. And this is his opportunity to quiet that down. When you send ICE into places like where people are trying to work, where they're on their job, that kind of thing, that's just like with the young boy, the young man. Now he's released. Um, I think that there was not. It got too quiet when it came to Garcia. Things were still happening in the background, but it got too quiet. And so Leon brings up all this other stuff. Something else has to happen. And that's it. And Kim says, Taxo, I think she means taco, threaten Muskrat. If he helps the Dems, I think he will all of it coming out and how he did it. Oh, you think he'll tell? Hi, Michelle. Arsenal. Is Muskrat in Russia? All right. Spirit. Is Muskrat in Russia? Is Muskrat in Russia? Oh, I'm getting yes on that. Well, Russia they have photographs. So they have proof. But of course, he'll say it's been doctored. So orange still going to be in through summer. Not out this month. I don't know. I was thinking that he was, but the energy seemed like it's changed. Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas T. What did ICE do in DJ to piss off the French Foreign Legion, or said African nation? And are the detainees with detained ICE agents innocent? What did they do to piss off? Well, let's see if we can get an answer. Are they with the All right, Spirit, tell me about what ICE did to piss off the French Foreign Legion or African nation. It's like they made some kind of choice, some kind of, and it could have something to do with Russia too, with this card showing up here. It's like they wanted somebody to be dependent on them. And again, it's about some kind of choice they made to maybe they wanted to weaken some nation. And so they could become the leader. I think this is what I'm getting, if I'm looking at the question right. Let me ask this. All right, Spirit, are the detainees with detained agents, ICE agents, are they innocent? Are the detainees with the detained ICE agents innocent? I'm getting yes. I hope that answers your question. Back at you tenfold. And I'll give you your spirit rings. Thank you, Nathan. I'm sorry, Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas. I just got that he was in Russia, although I don't know. Okay. Is orange peel in the Netherlands? No. Is muskrat going to help the Dems out? No. Not in the sense. Now, he may tell more on Orange Peel, but not that he's trying to help the Dems out. And I don't think the Dems would trust him anyway. Why would they? Yeah, I think he is more scared of. Kim says Taco is more scared of Elon than Muskrat is of him. I believe that too. I believe that too. Oh, you think? Yeah. Well, he could be giving them some information. Um, Taco is scared of Muskrat chatty with the Dems, but I think well, he's putting it out there for everybody. It seems like to see. You say that Muskrat's been setting Taco up. He knows what he is before the contest. I think they were both trying to set each other up. Orange Peel does not like not being on top, and Muskrat had to give him money to help him, with the election contest. So I think both were trying to bring each other down. Both wanted what they wanted. All right, Spirit. Was Orange Peel trying to bring Muskrat down? Was he jealous of him and trying to bring him down? Yes, thank you. Spirit. Was Muskrat's intention to bring Orange Peel down and take over his place in the US? Yes. Thank you. So they both had the same agenda, basically. Is that correct? Yes. They're both crooks. They're both crooks. So what's happening to them is good. They're both crooks, guys. One of them isn't trying to do any better, watch out for the other. They both have the same agenda, stabbing each other in the back. And that's what's happening. Well, I guess that could happen. He could donate money to them, but what about the fact, well, he can't. Okay. I'm still thinking about Nathan. I'm still thinking about the fact that he wants to start a third party. Okay, so let's see. But I guess he wants to divide the Republican Party. It's already divided. Spirit. Would Muskrat donate money to the Democrats? Will he? Okay, no. Does he intend to donate money to the Democrats? Okay, that's what he wants to do. Would the Democrats accept money from Muskrat? No. So that's what's happening. I asked that in several different ways so I could get the correct answer. But okay, so if he donates money to the Democrats, it's the same thing as what he did with Orange Peel. They're beholden to him. So let's hope that if he tries, like I just got, that they won't accept it. They would be beholden to him. Orange Peel is methodical. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. Kim says that Muskrat, I'm getting these nicknames mixed up. Muskrat is methodical. Everything he does is for a reason. Yeah. And the same thing with Orange Peel. I sent you one more super chat about ICE pissing off French Foreign Legion. And ICE agents got arrested in the, I don't know how to pronounce that, in someplace in Africa, North Africa. I think I just read on it, didn't I? ICE agents got arrested in North Africa. I think they pissed off the Legion. Okay, let's see. All right, Spirit. Did ICE agents get arrested in North Africa? They did. Did they upset the Legion? Did they upset the Legion? I'm getting yes. Okay. You have, Roger says you have to an American citizen. Yeah, to be president, you got to be an American citizen. I looked that up to make sure. Oh, Renee says Les Wexler is Epps' money bag. Okay, yeah, but he's laying low right now. He's laying low. Kim says, I'm very sure Muskrat got all the proof of everything Taco and Magas have done. Yep, and he's recorded everything. You can bet on that. Yeah, he's worked with Pootie, and Pootie records everything. Pootie has videos of everything. Okay, so yeah, I believe that. He has a lot of information, and this is why Orange Peel wants to back down. But Muskrat is not going to let it happen. To answer your question on Epps, I think he hasn't moved on because I think he may legit feel guilty, but because of how badly he effed up, he's being held in purgatory's version of lockup and solitary. Okay, yeah, I understood how you felt about that, Nicholas. I understood how you, so what you're saying that he's not really, on this earth plane. He's kind of in between. And maybe that's why I'm getting that he's not gone, that he hasn't really passed. I understand what you're saying. But I have my interpretation and you have yours, which is fine. Which is fine. I agree, we can all have our own opinions on it. ICE will be done in, I see a vigilante groups to do them. Oh, they'll be done in, and you see vigilante groups to do them in. Okay, that's possible. Look up CNN. Okay, you're not talking to me, I don't think. Something happening on CNN? Okay. So Taco is being held. That means creepy Miller. I think Miller's been running the show already, guys. I don't think that's anything new. He's been running the show. Him and Muskrat. They've been running the show. Yeah. Shady is never around. I don't think this is, he's trying to get to it. Joyce says Is this the martial law that Trump wanted? Not exactly. Trump wants to run the whole nation of the United States. He wants to be able to shut down all governments, all police departments, everything, cut off all of our civil liberties all around the whole nation. And then he can move in and do and make rules and do whatever. See, if he gets rid of the judicial and all of that, which is what he wants to do, then he can become king. And what I said is it can be for as long as he wants it to be. Indefinite. This is why there's going to be pushback on that martial law thing that he wants. Yes, that's what he wants. But that's not going to happen. Okay, Kim says Dems need to fight dirty. Look at what we're dealing with. And I think they have finally woke up. Pelosi knows people in dark places. I agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that about Pelosi. Trump just deployed National Guard in California. Yeah. Will Orange Cheeto get to have his, oh my God, his birthday parade? No. Okay, Nathan, let's look that up. Well, Orange Cheeto. All right, Spirit. Will Orange Peel get to have his birthday celebration? The birthday parade that he wants. Ooh, I'm getting yes. Spirit. Will Orange Peel get to have his birthday parade? Ooh. Nathan, the energies have changed. It's been saying no, now it says yes. You got to look into that loophole more on martial law. Okay, Spirit. Will his birthday parade be held in Washington, D.C.? Will his birthday parade be held in Washington, D.C.? Wow, he says yes. Is this because he's using the Insurrection Act and calling out the military? Okay, I'm getting yes. I just want to know if it has something to do with his powers when it comes to that. Okay, Spirit. Will he be able to call martial law? No. Okay, that hasn't changed. Thank you, Spirit. Does he want to call martial law? So he wants to call martial law, but it won't happen. So far, that's what we're getting. It won't happen. But what about this birthday parade? Why did that change? That's coming up. I think that's on the 15th. Marsha, this is terrifying. Hegseth just said he will deploy the military if needed. Okay. Spirit, concerning what's going on in California with the ICE protest, will Hegseth call out the military? Will he call out the military? So far, no. Just the National Guard that's out there now. So we've always gotten that the military probably wouldn't obey him. And the military would not fight against their own people. So let's see if that still stands. Spirit, if the military is called, will they obey Orange Peel? Yes. Will they fight against their own people? I'm getting no on that. That's probably right, Joyce. She says SCOTUS is scared to defy him. Some are in Epps file. It's more than some of them. We can talk about some of Congress on both sides. This whole thing is going to fall, guys. Now that GE is in hot water, can we expect more hiring for people? Oh, GE? GE is in hot water? Oh, Doge. I think you mean Doge. All right, Spirit, now that Doge is in hot water, can we expect more hiring of people, more hiring for people? No, it doesn't look like it yet. Oh, Steph wants to know if Mark Cuban will buy X. All right, Spirit. Will Mark Cuban buy X? Will Mark Cuban buy X? I'm getting no, Steph. I think that would be good if he did, but no. Will some in SCOTUS be told to resign? I'm getting no. Will some of SCOTUS, some of the people in SCOTUS, will they resign on their own? Yes. So I think what it's saying is if they're being told to resign, we probably won't know about it, but they will resign on their own. Yes, we had the National Guard in Minneapolis. Yeah, during the George Floyd, we had Black Hawk helicopters too at night. Yeah, that's what I thought. I remembered that. So it's just going to be hard for him to call martial law. Harris better get a good mop to clean up the trash. Yeah, right. Who else is going to clean it up? Always got to come behind others and clean up their mess. That's the way it works. Someone will have to go in and clean the house the military will have to be activated to do that. Yeah, definitely. I believe that. Renee says, Mary, I've watched them open that storefront building in New York, big as Black Rock on the front in bold letters. Mm. Yeah. Um, Ariana 26 wants to know if it's legal that he can go over the governor of California. Yes. He's upset about the governor is upset about it, but yeah, he can in this case override him. I looked that up and he can. Mary, I noticed that as well. Are you talking to me? Um, okay. I'm trying. Okay. Okay. Valerie wants to know, Mary, does Muskrat and Pootie have a plan to get rid of orange peel? That's a good question. Somebody's going down. I know that. I don't know which. Well, Pootie's already, that's just a stand-in guy for Pootie. Okay, guys, Pootie's already gone. But you can say, does the Russian regime and Muskrat have a plan? All right, Spirit. Does the Russian regime and Muskrat have a plan to make orange peel disappear? I'm getting a big fat yes. They do. I'm telling you, this is going to be real dangerous, guys. Yes, they do. I mean, I don't think orange peel really delivered like he's supposed to with them. Muskrat's help. Let's look at it. How is Muskrat's health? It's not good. I'm already getting that. It's not good. All right, Spirit, tell me what's going on with Muskrat and his health. Tell me about Muskrat's health, Spirit. Tell me, Spirit, about Muskrat and his health. Tell me about Muskrat's health, Spirit. The energy on his health. Well, we know he's overindulging when it comes to the drugs. I'm not really getting it. This could be, as far as drugs being in his system. He has a lot of drugs. It's really the only thing I'm getting here on his health. I have this reversed. Well, I guess mentally, it's lack of egotism because of what's going on. So mentally, he may be kind of declining. And then I have um, lack of energy, and with this Ace of Wands here, um, it's things that he wants to do, but he really doesn't have the willpower to do it. So things could be affecting him mentally. And when I look at this card, as far as him overindulging, like in drugs and that kind of thing, that could be part of it. But I think mentally he's probably deteriorating. Okay, anything else, Spirit, that you can tell me about his health? Well, I get the Page of Pentacles. So he's paying attention. He's watching it. He's watching his health. But other than that, he has to make decisions, some kind of decisions concerning it. He knows that he has to overcome some kind of challenges or something. So there's something going on with it. And he's watching, he's paying attention to it. For some reason, he's focused on it. But I think that what's happening with him mainly is his mental capabilities and that kind of thing because of the drugs. But that's what I'm getting on it right now. It's not telling me that he's going to have some kind of catastrophe or something happen, like a heart attack, but the drugs could always do something. Oh, okay. Thank you, Wounded Healer. I appreciate you. Valerie says, why did the Supreme Court allow Doge to have access to our Social Security and tax information? Yeah, I would like to know that myself. That would make you think that they are in some kind of cahoots with. Why would they need him to have that information? What do they get out of that? Why did the Supreme Court allow Doge to have access to our Social Security and tax information? I'm going to pull 3 cards on that. Okay, I have 3 cards. I got 2 major arcana, and we have the Hierophant. So I think they're trying to find something out. when I see this hair font, guys, it's talking about society and its rules and that kind of thing. So maybe it's just that they wanted to know if everything is done, if people are really doing what they should do, but Social Security and tax information. I'm wondering, guys, I know I heard this, Valerie, but, well, let me read on before I say that. We have the judgment card. I feel like for some reason they want to be, this is all a part of the 2025 project. And some of them want to have control over people so they can look at your information and enforce certain things. You know what I'm saying? They want to be able to control, and it's a part of that 2025 project. So we have the Hierophant, we have Judgment, and we have in reverse, we have the Knight of Cups. So I think that it's all about control. And it has to do with that 2025 project. So they already have lifetime positions. And if we had a king, probably the king would work with the ones that would, have the information that could enforce certain things on the people. This is getting crazy, but yeah. It's like a long-term plan. It's like we do this, then eventually we're going to get to here and we'll be able to do this. That's what I think it is. Oh, so Leon gave Stephen money for years. Well, now they don't like each other, right? And Leon, he's going to have to learn how to work better with his money. But I guess you have so much you can play with it like that. Yeah, Carol, I agree. Yeah, did the people leave? Is Muskrat a fallen angel? He's just evil, but I'll ask. Spirit, is Muskrat a fallen angel? No. Mm-mm. Oh, you think for a third term? Oh, you run to leave the United States. Okay. Spirit, is Orange Peel still going to try to leave the United States? Yes. Yep. So, yeah, Newsom didn't want him. So we still have a long way to go. I hear you, wounded healer. She says that the traffic issue is huge and it's been going on for a long time. And I agree. Yep, it's huge. It's like when they catch them, get everybody, it's going to be a big net of people. But the thing is, I don't think they're going to get everybody that's involved. I don't know. Okay, Kim wants to know if Taco is incarcerated or detained. All right. Spirit. Is Taco incarcerated? Why am I getting yes? Okay. Spirit. Is Taco detained? I'm getting yes. Spirit. Is the real Taco running the United States of America? Is the real Taco, the original Taco, running the US? I'm getting no. Is the original Putin running Russia? No. Thank you. Is the original orange peel running the United States? I'm getting no. That's interesting. So, Spirit, does Muskrat know? Does he know that he's not dealing with the original orange peel? Yes. Does Muskrat know that the original Pootie is not around? Okay, so he doesn't know about the original Pootie. Does Muskrat feel like he's dealing with the original Pootie? Yes. Okay, I don't know why you asked that question, but I'm getting yes, Kim. I don't know. Spirit said yes, but he's detained or whatever. I I can only go by what Spirit says. I guess. Hey, peaceful. Okay, Pootie taking up for Muskrat. So that says Pootie maybe had on a blank on Taco. Want him gone. Taco went back on his word to Pootie. Yeah, he couldn't. Well, there's nothing he could do. He couldn't do everything that Pootie wanted him to do because he had to work through American law and not the same law as what they have over there. What else do we have here? Okay. That's a good question, Valerie. Okay, will we hear the truth about the ear incident with orange peel? Yeah, we will. Did orange peel have anything to do with the ear incident? Yes. Was the ear incident a setup? Yes. I mean, but he knew about it. Okay. Ariana 26. I believe that dark demonic forces are leading this whole situation. I don't know. You're asking me if I agree. No, I guess I don't. I mean, I believe that there is some kind of spiritual warfare going on. I do believe that. But it may be light and dark because we have to wake up. But I'll ask. All right, spirit. Are dark energies leading this whole situation? I'm getting no. I feel like we've been in the dark about some things, but the light is trying to wake us up. And we're talking about dark and light, we're talking about, everything has to be balanced out. So you can't have the light without the dark. But do I believe that they're leading this whole situation? No. But what's happening, I believe, is spiritual. I do believe that. Okay. Peaceful says, now he will be able to stop our protesting. Oh, that's what he was waiting for. Well, okay, with this law, the Insurrection Act, does that go state by state, or is it just nationwide? Can he just say no more protesting, period? See, I would have to research that. I don't know. Or is that just state by state? Because those protesters were really, that one was huge. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to stop it everywhere. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm getting no. Spirit. Will Orange Peel be able to stop all protest? Will he be able to stop all protest? No. I was getting no. Mm-mm. See, which you make a good point. It's interesting to see how his supporters handle this, because they know people too that they don't want to be gone. Oh, you're welcome, Wounded Healer. Thank you for being here. People are mad, fed up that they don't care anymore, and one man dared the ICE to hit him, to nail him during the protest. See, this is the thing about him, like bringing in all these people from Africa and letting out all of these of the J6 rioters. He can just get them to do what he wants them to do. So that's where that comes in at. Excuse me, guys. Hey, Tab. How are you? Okay. I got a feeling they are. Ariana wants to know, are these hired people from the January 6th? Are these okay? I think are these hired people from January 6th insurrection, but you have 2025. Are these ICE people from the January insurrection, from the January 6th insurrection? Yes. He let them all out, remember? Thank you, Peaceful. Put your questions in caps. Kim says she sees her in the White House, Harris in the White House. I do too. Yeah, the January 6th and white supremacists. See, that's why they don't mind going in and just taking people from anywhere. Hi, Shirley. Because of who they really are. That's a good question, Kim. Have you seen any other than white ice? Spirit, Spirit, does ICE consist of only white people? Yes. I haven't seen any. Well, they're covered up anyway. Most of the time they're covered up, which is why I'm sure they always have masks on and stuff. And I don't understand, if you are a legitimate government agent, why do you have to cover up? No, he's going to be impeached, but not removed. And that better happen soon. Okay. Will Muskrat get Orange Peel impeached? Says yes, but that was going to happen anyway, guys. Okay. Will Orange Peel be removed because of the impeachment? No. The impeachment is not going to remove him unless something changes, unless something drastic happens. Because they're not going to vote for it. Remember that. Senate, it's not even going to go to the floor because Mike Johnson is going to stop it. So there's no way that he's going to leave. I answered that question, Kim. Is Taco being detained? And I got yes. And I'm going to ask again. I hope it changes. I mean, is Taco being detained? Is Taco being detained? Spirit. I want to read some cards on that too, because I do trust Spirit. It says yes. Tell me, Spirit. Is Orange Peel being detained? Is he being detained? Is Orange Peel being detained? Is Orange Peel being detained? 3 cards. Is Orange Peel being detained? Is Orange Peel being detained? Is Orange Peel being detained? Is Orange Peel? Looks like he's been stabbed in the back in some way because he's been very deceptive, keeping secrets. And he may be kind of making some kind of proposal, maybe. Some kind of way he's being blocked. I don't know. I guess it's saying yes. I don't know. For entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here is allegedly. I don't know. You think Elon just wants immunity? Okay, Shirley says Mary Ice was in Dallas, Texas yesterday at Kroger. Have you guys ever heard of anything like this before? Picking up people? They're going to have to do something with ICE, period. Give him immunity. He's still got to it's still got to be proven. I mean, we need to see some pictures and stuff. Just because he says it, I mean, somebody say give Muskrat immunity. Can he prove what he's saying, or is he just saying it? I mean, it would be his word against, vice versa. Yeah, I got that. And maybe he has that information. Yeah. He wants them to help with the EV tax credit. Now, see, that's what I'm saying. They're going to be beholden to him in some way if they accept, working with him. Yeah, he wants to keep his SpaceX and Starlink. Okay, Tab, you're going to listen while unpacking. Great. Thank you for being here. Okay. I don't think it's about money with Dems. It's about what Leon wants in return. Right. Yeah. They're going to be beholden to him, whatever, however you look at it, if he helps them. So what you're saying is, as long as they don't take away his SpaceX and that kind of thing, he'll help them. That could be, but I think it would have to be on paper. I'm sure they wouldn't do it without putting it, making sure everything was. But then, wouldn't that be the same thing as the lobbyists, though? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't that be the same thing? You do this for me, I'll do that for you. Thank you. Hit the like button, everyone, please. Thank you, Mary. Do we still see Kamala coming back? Let's ask. That's a good question. Spirit. Truth. I know you always give me the truth, but we need to know for sure. Yes or no? Will Kamala be the President of the United States of America in the Earth year 2025? Will she be sitting in the White House as the United States of America President? I'm still getting yes, Nathan. I'm still getting yes. How that's going to happen, I don't know. You see all these twists and turns that we're going through now. We don't know how it's going to happen. We don't know how Spirit is going to work out, but I'm still getting yes. Every time I have never gotten no. So, and I think a lot of people are still getting yes. Okay, do you think Donald Trump will be out of office by August? These months going by, guys, it's like every time we ask, is yes, but he's still here. But is he still here? That's another question. Is he detained? I don't know. I don't want to start any conspiracy theories, guys, because I really don't know. But I'll ask Spirit. Spirit. Will Orange Peel be out of office by August? Yes. Okay. Something else just came to me. Somewhere I read that didn't Muskrat say something about he was the president? And when I read that, I was like, what do he mean was? What does that mean? Guys, if you heard something like that, put a 1 in the chat for me. I know I'm not crazy. I can look it up. Let me just look it up. And I questioned, I was like, what does he mean was? If you guys heard that, it's like he's no longer. Okay, did you obviously think that? Okay, let me see. Did anybody else hear that? I was frozen. I hope I'm back. Did anybody hear that he said that Orange Peel was the president in past tense, like he's no longer president. Okay, I'm trying to get down. Okay, nobody else heard that? Nobody else heard that. I'm not getting. I read that somewhere. Now I forgot what I was going to read on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, Peaceful Warrior, are you serious? The Proud Boys are suing for having to go to jail for the January 6th. I didn't hear that, but I believe it. Okay, the military, Miss Mom G, is that for the parade? The military tanks coming in to DC? To DC? Hopefully it's for the parade. I'm still getting that Kamala's going to be president. Hi, Jesse. Still getting that she's going to be president, but I wonder. Has Pootie been fruity? What does that mean? Is that what I think it means? Will Doge be shut down completely soon? The Supreme Court granted Doge access. Yeah. All right. Spirit. Will Doge be shut down soon? I'm getting yes on that question, Mom G. Oh, I keep freezing up. Am I okay now, guys? Somebody put in the chat if I'm okay. Yes or no? Look at my internet. Guys, am I okay? Am I frozen? Say a little better. Blurry and frozen. Okay, guys. Well, just a minute. Okay, can you guys see me? Can you guys see me now? Can you see me? Okay. Am I still blurry? I'm clear. Okay. Did you guys have any final questions? Because I don't know where I was. I had to go out and come back in. So I'll take a couple of more questions if you have them, guys, and then I'm going to shut it down. Okay, Project 2025 be never happen again. They are getting their ass sued big time. Yeah. I don't know what happened to the stream, guys. You know, when I ask certain questions, it's like somebody's listening. Oh, really? Mom G, I'm reading your statement. You said Russell Vogt, one of the original architects of Project 2025, is now the head of Doge. Isn't that something? Wow. So he's now the head of Doge. Wow. Okay, let's answer this question for Jesse. Will Trump's military parade end in disaster? Spirit. Will Trump's military parade end in disaster? Will Trump's military parade end in disaster? No. Nope. Okay, so Christine, you're saying that the military tanks that are coming, they're coming into. Let's see, what T-Rum's military. Okay, you saying they're for the protesters? The tanks that are coming in? Okay. Okay, guys, let me pull a card for us because I think that we are just going to be, this is going to continue to mess up, it looks like. So So let me pull a card for us. And see what Spirit wants us to know. Because it seems like it just keeps messing up. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you all for all the donations and everything. I appreciate it. And thank you so much to my wonderful, beautiful moderators. You guys are great. I appreciate you. Let's see what Spirit wants us to know as we end the night tonight. All right, Spirit. 347, health. Take care of your health. This is an urging from your angels to take seriously a health matter that you have let fall by the wayside. Oh, take seriously a health matter that you have let fall by the wayside. So I don't know who this is for, but somebody. How you treat your body is important. It shows self-love and care. Reflect now on what you've been avoiding. Make a doctor's appointment or address the concern you've been putting off. So that's for somebody. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I will see you on the next read. Have a good evening.